rich, spicy, and creamy. This Nkwobi will have you licking your fingers clean. Welcome back to my channel, Naked Fusion. Let's make this mouth-watering Nkwobi, soft, tender cow legs cooked to perfection in a spicy, creamy palm oil sauce that's bursting with flavor and a true comfort dish you will want to make again and again. So we're using cow legs, we're using some onions, we'll be using some blended crayfish, we'll be using ogiri, and we'll be using some utazi leaf for garnish. We'll be using some stockfish, which is optional, you don't have to. We'll be using some ehuru seed. We'll be using some palm oil. We're using some uba, as what they call it. I've just called it in the traditional names. Most of them in the traditional names that they are being called. So I'm just going to chop up my vegetables that I'm going to use to boil the cow leg. So I'll be using some pepper and some onions. Well, the reason why I'm adding this much pepper to boiling the cow leg is because the Nkwobi is spicy. It has to be spicy. That is the best way to eat it. Not overly spicy, but everybody has different tolerance to spiciness. Now, due to the toughness of the cow leg, I'll be using the pressure cooker to cook this meat so that it can cook in 20 minutes. Some people would add things like akam to soften it and all that, but I'm not adding that to mine. I'm just going to use a pressure pot. But if you don't have a pressure pot and you want to cook this faster, you can add akam. There's something Igbo people call ungwo. If you do have that, that would also help, because they use it to cook things like beans and all those things. So back to our Nkwobi, I have put that in the pot and I'm going to season that with some seasoning cubes, and I'm going to mix that up, add some water and allow that to cook. So after 20 minutes, this is what our Nkwobi is looking like. Nkwobi is ready. I'm going to take this out of the pot and begin the main process. So I'll be starting off by toasting our ehuru seed. Make sure that toasted on both sides evenly. And after that has been done, I'm going to take them off the heat and allow it to cool for a bit. And then I'm going to take them out of the shell. Like the main thing we need is inside the shell. So I'm going to open the shell and bring them out. You can see me trying to bring out the stuff inside the shell. Some of them were difficult to break as whole, so some of them broke inside. So after I've done all this, after I've removed all the shell, I'll put them into a blender and I'm going to blend them into a powder form. Blend properly so that we don't have anything like stones or like the size of stones, so you need to blend them properly. So I'm just going to blend that up and then I'm going to start mixing my Nkwobi. So you take a bowl or anything, but I'm using a pot because I'm still going to heat up my Nkwobi. And to that pot I've added some palm oil. In the ingredient list there was something I didn't mention, and that is ungwo. It is made from the back of the kernel of the palm tree or so. Yeah, but I got this from my mom. She knows the process. I haven't learned the process yet. So to this palm oil, I'm going to be adding the ungwo. You see what it looks like. It's just, it can be cloudy, so you need it to settle, and then you sieve out the bits. So that's what it looks like, and I'm going to add that. So this I'm going to be adding gradually till I get the consistency that I want. Next thing I'll be adding will be a little bit of ogiri. It's optional because I've actually made Nkwobi without it before. So cow leg Nkwobi. So it's optional. Well, I'll be adding a little bit of it to this particular recipe. I'm going to mash that because it's a bit hard. I'm going to mash that together and make sure that I mix it very well. You can see I've added more ungo to it because I'm just watching the consistency. I've added more palm oil, more ungo, and then I'm adding my ehuru, my blended crayfish, and my stockfish, some dried pepper, and I'm going to mix that up again. Then I've added my Nkwobi. That Nkwobi had ugba in it because after I finished cooking it in the pressure pot, I transferred it to a pot and I put some ugba inside. So now I'm seasoning my Nkwobi. I'm adding seasoning cubes, some salt, more crayfish powder, and I'm just mixing, looking at the creaminess and if there's enough juice inside. I've added more ehuru and I've tasted. I did heat it up for a bit, and then I'm going to plate it in these 3 different plates. The first plate from my right hand is the local flat plates they use, and then I'm using these other ones to plate the Nkwobi. So you can serve this as at a party, or you can sell this at your bar or anything, however way you want to serve it. There are different ways, different plates you can use. You can stick to the traditional one, you may not want to stick to the traditional one, so I'm just going to plate them in these 3 plates. As usual, always season to your own taste, your own level of tolerance. Season to your own level of tolerance. If you want the full recipe, please drop a comment in the comment section and I will give it to you. So that's it about our Nkwobi. I'm just going to plate this up, and then I'm going to garnish with some extra ugba. We have some fresh pepper, some utazi, and some onions. And serving of Nkwobi can be very messy sometimes because you have to at least perfectly stack that meat. But it's fine, it's okay. I'm trying to keep this as clean as possible, but it can get messy, but it's fine. Another thing I will talk about is the leftover water from cooking the Nkwobi, because you're not going to use all of it in this recipe. You can either reduce the water and it's going to be very thick and you add it to the Nkwobi later, or you'd save that liquid when you want to make some soups, or you can use it for something, because it does have a lot of flavor and it does have a lot of gelatin in it. So you can add it to your soups or stews, whatever. It will be nice for it. You don't discard it because there's a lot of flavor packed in there. So there you have it. That's Nkwobi, looking very, very, very attractive. I don't know how many people love Nkwobi. I do, but not so much. It gets tiring. But well, yeah, this is it. Thanks for watching. Do not forget to like, subscribe, and hit the share button. Till next time, keep exploring. Bye.